Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. I know I did a video yesterday, but I just had a video idea and I really wanted to do it before, you know, because if I don't do it right away, I kind of forget about it, or it's just not as good as when I do it. And yeah, so I guess this is kind of a video, like an awareness video or something like that, or it's kind of just like me opening up, I guess. I'm sorry. Um, so as you guys may know, I have depression and anxiety. I don't have severe anxiety to where I get panic attacks. And when I do get panic attacks, I don't necessarily well, I think they're panic attacks, but I don't think they are considered officially as panic attacks. I think I just freak out a little bit too much. But anyway, so a lot of people, what am I even saying? I don't know. I completely lost my train of thought. Um, Most people don't know that, depression is genetic, and mine certainly is. I got it on both sides of my family. My mom has it, my grandma has it, my grandpa had it. Actually, my grandpa had dementia, but yeah. And then my dad has bipolar depression. And my mom honestly thinks that I have bipolar too because of the way my moods just change instantly. I could be happy one minute and then the next moment I'm just like, why doesn't no one like me? And like all in my feelings. And I completely agree. I think I have bipolar depression too because of that. So mine is genetic. Oh my god. So mine is genetic. Um, and I don't even know what I'm trying to say. I completely thought about this earlier. Now I don't know what I'm saying. So sorry if this is all over the place, but yeah. Um, I guess it didn't really happen until I was maybe around my sister's age, 12, 13. Um, when my grandpa went blind from glaucoma, and because glaucoma runs in the family, and he actually went blind, and shortly after that he went kind of deaf. Like, he could still hear, but not that much. We had to basically scream at him for him to hear us. And because of that, my grandma was going through a really hard time, and I wouldn't say she verbally abused, but she would definitely, count on me and everyone else to do a lot of stuff for her. And it was really hard, and I think that's when it began. I would constantly cry. I was afraid to come home because I was afraid that I would get yelled at for the littlest things. And I absolutely did not want to come home. I hated school, but I thought that it was way better than coming home, I guess. So, yeah. um, I don't even know what I'm trying to say anymore. um, I I guess when I was younger, I was really skinny, and it wasn't because I wouldn't eat well. I was a picky eater, And it's not that I had like body issues or anything. I still am a picky eater. It's not because of my body issues. It's not me having a eating disorder, me trying to give myself an eating disorder. I just food, I guess, freaks me out. Trying new things freaks me out food wise, because I always don't know when's the right time to try new food, because if you're hungry, you're not going to want to try something new in fear that you don't like it, or I don't know. It's just I never found the right time to try new foods. And so when I was younger, I was really skinny. Not skinny, like bony. I was bony, but not like because of my metabolism. That was it. I'm sorry if I'm shaking. This computer is resting on a ton of blankets. So, it's a little wobbly. But anyway, my metabolism was really good. And then puberty hit, and I started to get curves. This is really awkward to talk about, but I started getting curves, and I had a stomach, which I didn't have when I was younger, so it freaked me out. I didn't necessarily think I was fat, I just didn't like my stomach, and I never really did anything about it. I just ate, and, you know, when I get upset, I don't eat, and I don't know. And now, I'm not necessarily fat. I'm just a lot thicker than I was, and um I body shame myself a lot. I don't necessarily think that I'm fat. I just don't necessarily like my body. I don't know. A lot of people say, "Oh, I like your body. Your body's like nice and stuff like that." And it's like, but they don't see what I see. It's kind of just those things where it's like when you're dressed, everyone is like, "Oh, you have a nice body. Like, why are you hating yourself?" But they don't see you when you're just alone and naked, and yeah. So my depression is just a lot of things. I get upset about a lot of things. And yeah, what even is this video? I mean, like, I'm just rambling at this point. I had this all worked up in my brain on what I was gonna say, and now I just forgot everything. Um, since my dad is bipolar, he has a temper, and like I said, he's never abused me or anything, but he yells a lot, and I guess since he did it as a kid, now it kind of affects me. Like, I hate when people are yelling at me because I'm used to that. It kind of reminds me of that. I don't know what it is, it just triggers something, and it freaks me out when I'm being yelled at or when someone's yelling around me. I have literally gotten mad because someone yells about the stupidest shit. Like, someone will be yelling, and I'll just be mad, and I'll storm out, and people will be like, "What's wrong?" And it's literally because they're yelling. And I have literally cried. I've also cried because they're yelling, and it kind of freaks me out. And I guess, like, I'm guessing, I guess you would say that just, like, my house environment gives me anxiety a lot, because I'm afraid of being yelled at, and I will literally hear, like, yelling, and something in my body just freezes, and, like, my heart starts racing because of that trigger. So I guess you could say I do have triggers, and it's yelling, and it's because of that. So, yeah, I guess my New Year's resolution is to try to be more positive and I guess be more open, because there's a lot of things where, like, something will upset me and they'll be like, "What's wrong?" And I'll be like, "Nothing," because I don't want to talk about it. So, those are my resolutions. So, yeah. So, so, I guess that's it. Subscribe, like, dislike, comment. See you guys. Bye.